Was Jeffrey Epstein, the late serial paedophile, working for Mossad? I'm going to have to be honest, this is a sort of theory I'd long seen circulating, which I'd classed as, I don't know, a bit tinfoil hat. I worried about potential anti-Semitic undertones, I'm not going to lie. But these revelations are pretty sensational, to say the least. Now, we know there have been these revelations that have just come out because of a new tranche of 20,000 pages of emails, for instance, related to Jeffrey Epstein. But it's Epstein's Israeli links which are not getting the scrutiny they deserve by the overwhelming majority of media outlets. There was an exception, the brilliant Drop Site News. I strongly recommend you read their work and support them. In September, they published a piece about how leaked emails show that Epstein helped broker an Israeli security agreement with Mongolia. What the... In October, they published another piece headlined Jeffrey Epstein and the Mossad, how the sex trafficker helped Israel build a back channel to Russia amid Syrian civil war. It looks at how Epstein successfully secured a private meeting between Ehud Barak and Vladimir Putin to discuss a Russian brokered end to the conflict, including securing Russian support for a negotiated removal of Syria's President Assad. Another investigation was published last week, headlined Jeffrey Epstein helped Israel sell a surveillance state to Cote d'Ivoire. And then there's an article published this week headlined, Israeli spy stayed for weeks at a time with Jeffrey Epstein in Manhattan. What's going on here then? I mean, the former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett has aggressively denied that Epstein has ties to the Israeli intelligence services. He said, as a former Israeli Prime Minister with the Mossad, having reported directly to me, I say to you with 100% certainty, the accusation that Jeffrey Epstein somehow works for Israel or the Mossad running a blackmail ring is categorically and totally false. So, I mean, the accusation here is along the lines of, with the sex trafficking empire Epstein had, he used that to blackmail powerful people by linking them directly to the hideous criminal activity involving minors, children, and therefore to get them to support the interests of the Israeli state. That's the gist. I mean, Naftali Bennett called it a vicious wave of slander and lies against Israel. The problem here being that the Israeli state lies to its teeth about everything and calls lots of things we know are true, slander and lies against Israel. That doesn't mean this is true necessarily, because we haven't proven that specific allegation. We should know that part of the claims against Epstein here rest on his relationship with Les Wexner, who's a pro-Israel billionaire. Was Epstein directly working for the Israeli state? We don't know that for sure. But the evidence of his links with Israel are overwhelming, absolutely overwhelming. I mean, I've just gone through what we already know. And that's just what's been revealed. Obviously, massive kudos to Drop Site News, who are doing sterling investigative work as ever.